Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Uh, Gentlemen, today the topic which we are going to continue is about the transmission lines, and today we are going to on to the specific topic, that is short transmission lines, right? Uh, Talking about the short transmission lines, let me tell you that a short transmission line is the line that is having the length up to 50 miles or 80 kilometers, right? If a transmission line has a length of 50 miles or 80 kilometers, then it will fall into the category of short transmission line, right? Whereas if a line is longer than this 80 kilometer, right, and it has somewhat range of about 150 miles or 240 kilometers, right, from 80 kilometer to 240 kilometer, right. This span or this slot of the length is called as medium length transmission line, right. Likewise, if we continue, we will be able to know that the line longer than 240 kilometer or 150 miles is called as 240 is called as long transmission line, right. Among these three types of lines that I have discussed, or I have told you, or I have specified with respect to their length, the short transmission line and medium transmission lines, both of them are having the lumped parameters, right, whereas the transmission line which is having the length more than 240 kilometer, or that falls into the category of long transmission line, it has the distributed parameters, right. Let me repeat that in the case of short or medium transmission lines, we will be having a lump parameters model, while in case of long transmission lines, we will be having a distributed parameter model. Okay, the modeling of short transmission line is the most simplistic one. Why it is simplistic one? Because there is no shunt capacitor included in it, right. Its shunt capacitor is producing the very small amount of voltage that will be negligible, right, or the current across the shunt branch will be too low that this current will be ignored. Okay, therefore in this particular case of short transmission lines, we will ignore its shunt capacitance due to its very small value or the negligible value, and the overall effect of this value over the loss of accuracy is very small. That's why we are going to eliminate this shunt capacitance, right. Its shunt capacitance is also neglect. One of the reason of neglecting its shunt admittance is also this that the current throughout the line will remain same. Okay, now its shunt capacitance is so small that we have ignored it, therefore we will remain with the parameters of resistance and inductance, right. There, thus its capacitance and leakage resistance both will be C and G parameters will be neglected, right, and we will have the R and L parameters in our final model, right, up to 80 kilometers, right. uh, if we will be considering the, let me tell you that if we will be considering the medium transmission line, then in the medium length transmission line we will be considering the effect of capacitor, right, whereas in case of long transmission line we will be considering the effect of both C and G, right, the capacitance and inductance and conductance. Okay, so moving forward, considering resistance and inductance in series and ignoring C and G parameters, we will get the model the equivalent circuit of a short transmission line as depicted in this figure 1, right? In this figure 1, we can watch that therefore the transmission line is simple, lumped and having the constant impedance, right? Its impedance will be equal to Z will be equal to R plus J XL, right, where R is the resistance and XL is showing the reactance across the inductor. Okay, in this figure Vs is representing the sending end source, whereas Vr is representing the receiving end load. Okay, so now this N to N dash is showing the neutral or grounded part. Okay, therefore after it we will be considering this short transmission line as a lumped model, right? Here from A to A dash the current flowing will be at the end of at the transmission line end starting from A, the current will be Is, whereas on the part of A dash the current will become IR, right? The receiving end current will be represented with IR and the current that is sent by the source will be represented as Is, the sending current or the source current. Okay, so now moving forward, the impedance, as I have told you that the impedance is the amalgamation of resistance and an inductor that has the reactance of XL. So therefore we will be getting this Z is equal to R plus J XL, right? Now we can also show that if R plus JXL this exists for a specific unit length, then overall length of the transmission line will be find out by multiplying this Z means this impedance for the per unit length with the overall length L of the transmission line, right? Therefore if we have Z is equal to R plus JXL for the per unit length of a transmission line or a per unit network of a transmission line, then we can modify it to find the overall impedance of the transmission line by multiplying it with length of the transmission line that I have depicted with L. Okay, therefore Z is equal to ZL here, and this implies that Z is equal to RL plus JL into XL. Okay, here we can say that Z is equal to R plus JXL for the per unit length, and I have multiplied it with the overall length of the transmission line depicted by abbreviated by L, and this implies that the overall length will be the overall impedance across the overall length of the transmission line will become Z is equal to RL plus JL into XL. Okay, where capital Z is the overall length of a transmission line and Z is the per unit length of a transmission line network. Okay, likewise XL is the total inductive reactance of one conductor in ohm. Okay, if we have multiple conductors we will multiply this overall impedance with the length of the transmission line, right? Therefore the current entering the line at the sending of the line is equal to the current leaving at the receiving end. Okay, what I mean to say that as you know that the current drops negligibly across the series, therefore we will be considering that we have the series connection of R and L, and as a result of this there will be minimum droppage, and what we will be getting? We will be getting IR is equal to IS, right? The receiving end current will be equal to the current sent by the source, right? So continuing writing the equations, now I will tell you what are the phasors or how to draw the phasor diagram by considering the effect of these parameters. Okay, now I will show you two diagrams of one in figure 2 and one in figure 3, right? Both of these will be the phasor or vector diagrams, and they will be for a specified short transmission model that is connected to a lagging inductive load, okay, or a leading inductive load or a capacitive load, right? And it can be observed from the figures that the equation becomes here from this particular figure. We can say that value of Vs will be equal to Vr plus Ir of Z, okay, where I have this value Vr, right, this value plus the IR into Z, the current dropped against these two values, right? Therefore, we can the voltage dropped against these two series components, right? Therefore, we can say that this is VR plus IR into Z plus IR into Z, okay? Let me repeat, Vs is equal to IR into Z plus plus VR, okay. The receiving end load plus the voltage dropping across these two components will be multiplied with current or at the receiving end in order to get the overall expression that is shown in this figure, in this equation A. Therefore, we have got Vs is equal to Vr plus IR of Z. Now, as I have told you that inductor and resistor, both of these are the series components and they are connected into the series. Therefore, we will be getting no droppage or negligible, very negligible droppage across this series current, right? Therefore, across this series and inductance, across this series and inductor, right, resistor and inductor that are joined into the series, a very small amount will be, or a negligible amount will be dropped across them. Therefore, this will not affect the overall performance. That's why we will say that Is is equal to IR. Both of them are represented by I, right? Likewise, when we will be consider it for the small parameters, right, like small ABCD parameters, then we can also write this equation in the form of VR is equal to Vs minus IR of Z, right? Or you can simply write equation C from equation A, that VR is equal to Vs minus IR of Z, right? Let me tell you again that the value of Z is equal to R plus JXL, or Z is equal to R plus J omega L, okay, or 2 pi FL, right? Therefore, drawing the phasor diagram here, uh, let me tell you that here we have this figure, right? So, in order to describe this figure, we will consider the equation. Let me bring these equations for you in order to make it more convenient for you to understand this figure, okay. Therefore, let me tell you that here I have this phasor diagram of an inductive load. In the inductive load, you know that there is that the current is always what? That the current is always lagging the voltage by approximately an angle. Let me suppose for you that it will be 70-degree, right? Therefore, by showing this, we can say that we have this value Vs is equal to Vr plus IR of Z, okay. So whenever we have to draw the phasor diagram, we will start with VR. Okay, first of all we will draw this value VR. Okay, we have drawn this value, right? This line, this particular line showing VR. Okay, likewise then we will be able to know that the value of IS here in this case is equal to IR, and this will be lagging this VR by 70 degree we have assumed. Okay, so I have drawn this value as a lagging current, that the current IR is lagging VR by 70 degree. Okay, this is lagging current. So we have drawn basically these two diagrams. The first diagram is here VR and the second one is IR. Okay, so now as you have watched that if we write this Z into the opened format, we may get another equation. How we will get another equation? Let me tell you that it will become just like this. Let me write an equation for you. I am using this particular math type for writing this equation. It will become Vs, that is, this will become equal to Vr. Okay, Vr and plus IR this will become just like this into, value of Z is R plus J omega L, so I will place its values just like this. Okay, or JXL, we can also write it just like this. So I can have this value in this format where I can place this value in the form of JXL, and here I have this thing as, okay. So I can have both these equations, or let me tell you that we can write it, we can solve it further in this form in order to get this, and I can have this value of IR that I will also get here, and in the end I will be getting this, right? Or I can say that here these are the values, and I will be filling this shape with this, and so I will be getting these values. Okay, therefore after getting these values, what I will be saying that looking at this last equation, Vs is equal to Vr plus IR of R and plus IR of XL into J. Okay, considering this last equation, we know that VR, I have drawn it here. I have drawn IR, that is the lagging current. Now if I want to draw the R into IR, right, if I want to draw R into IR, then this IR will be having the same magnitude, but it will be multiplied with the constant resistance, therefore its angle will not be changed. Okay, the current will remain lagging one. Okay, therefore I have drawn another line parallel to this IR, that is RIR. Okay, therefore now this value, right, now I have two things that I have drawn, one is VR and the other one is IR into R, the third one is IS. Okay, therefore after taking this, we know that in order to draw this, we have this particular, in this last expression we have IRJ into XL. Okay, whenever there will be the value of J, then it will become at 90 degree. Okay, therefore I have this line of IRXL, it will be 90 degree to that of IR into R. Okay, as you know that while watching the second equation, you will be able to know that we have VR plus IR into R. Therefore, this particular term IR is common in both these terms, right? And we are going to draw this IR. We are considering this IR factor. Therefore, whenever IR will be considered and J will be there, then you will draw it on the 90 degree, right? Therefore, inductance part will be 90 degree from the resistance part. Okay, therefore I have drawn this part. Okay, so after it, let me tell you that I have drawn these values. First of all, I have drawn this VR, then IR into R, and then an angle of 90 degree, which is showing the inductance, and it is represented by IR into XL. Okay, so now in order to find out the value of Vs, what we will do is to get the sum of all these expressions. Means, looking at the last part of this equation, we can be able to show that we have VR plus IR into R, and then IR into J into XL. All these terms are summed up in order to acquire the value of Vs that we have find out here, that we have already taken these taken the sum of all these three vectors or all these three components in order to get the overall value of Vs, right? Likewise, as you know that the value of R plus j omega L or R plus j XL, that is equal to Z. Okay, therefore if I draw the value of Z, then it will become just like this. It will be showing, it will be the sum of IR plus IR into R plus IR into XL. Okay, therefore we will be having this figure drawn in these manners. Okay, hopefully it will be cleared. If it is not cleared, let me tell you in Urdu, okay, so that you people may be able to understand in the better manners. देखें यहाँ पर हमारे पास क्या है कि सबसे पहले जब हम इसको ड्रॉ करना स्टार्ट करेंगे तो हम VR से बात स्टार्ट करेंगे. ठीक है, सबसे पहले हमने VR को ड्रॉ किया. देन दूसरी टर्म हमारे पास क्या है, IR इंटू आर. IR जो है उसमें IR के साथ जब हमने R को मल्टीप्लाई किया तो इसमें R जो है वो हमारे पास एक फिक्स्ड रेजिस्टेंस है. ठीक है, फिक्स्ड रेजिस्टेंस होने की वजह से ये लोड के लैगिंग या लीडिंग एंगल पर कोई भी इफेक्ट नहीं डालेगा. ठीक है, तो हमने क्या किया कि हमारे पास ये जो IS इज इक्वल टू IR है, जैसे हमने पिछले सेक्शन में प्रूफ किया है, हमने इसको ही कंटिन्यू किया. ठीक है, और हमने फाइनली वैल्यू कौन सी फाइंड आउट की, जिसमें IR इंटू R था. ठीक है, आफ्टर फाइंडिंग आउट दिस वैल्यू हमने क्या किया कि आखिर पे हमारे पास है IR इंटू J इंटू XL. अब जहां भी J की बात आ गई ना आप लोगों के पास, वहां पर आपने क्या करना है, 90 डिग्री पे ड्रॉ कर देना है, रेजिस्टेंस के साथ कैपेसिटेंस हो या इंडक्टेंस हो. ठीक है, वो आपने J की बात जहां भी आ गई तो J पे 90 डिग्री की बात जो है वो आपने इंसर्ट कर देनी है. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर मेरे पास J था 90 डिग्री पर R के साथ और रिप्रेजेंट हो रहा था IR और XL से, तो लिहाजा मैंने ये J का वेक्टर जो है ये ड्रॉ कर दिया IR ऑफ R के 90 डिग्री पर. ठीक है, अब देखो तीन टर्म्स थी, पहली थी VR, दूसरी थी IR इंटू R, तीसरी थी IR इंटू XL. ठीक है, तीनों ऐड हो रहे हैं, एक की टेल जो है वो दूसरे के हेड के साथ मिल रही है. ठीक है, तो आफ्टर दिस ऑल द फेजर्स हमारे पास फाइनल में क्या आ गया, हमारे पास फाइनली एक वेक्टर डायग्राम आ गई जिसमें हमारे पास Vs जो है वो शो हो रहा है, ठीक है। तो लिहाजा इस तरीके से हमने ये वाली जो वैल्यू है ये फाइंड आउट कर ली, ठीक है। लाइकवाइज हमारे पास z किसके बराबर था, z था हमारे पास r प्लस जे एक्सएल के, ठीक है। अब इधर आई आर को अगर मैं कॉमन टर्म सपोज कर लूँ तो आई आर इंटू आर प्लस जे एक्सएल बाई यूजिंग द हेड टू टेल रूल, ठीक है। तो आप लोगों के पास क्या चीज़ आ गई, आप लोगों के पास z, ये जो वी आर को वी एस से मिलाने वाली लाइन है जहाँ पे आई आर ऑफ z लिखा हुआ है, ये हमारे पास आ गई, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से हमने ये वाली वैल्यू भी फाइंड आउट कर ली, ठीक है। अब अगर आप इसको दोबारा फिर इस वाली इक्वेशन में प्लेस करके देखो तो आपके पास ये वी एस इज इक्वल टू वी आर प्लस आई आर इंटू आर प्लस आई आर इंटू जे ऑफ एक्सएल, ये वाली इक्वेशन भी बन रही है। और अगर आप ऊपर वाली इक्वेशन में देखो तो आपके पास वी एस इज इक्वल टू वी आर प्लस आई आर इंटू जी, ये वाली इक्वेशन भी बन रही है, ठीक है। इसमें हमने सिर्फ ये किया है कि जी जो है उसको ओपन कर लिया है, या दूसरे केस में क्या है कि जी को हमने इकट्ठा ले लिया है, ठीक है। दोनों तरीकों से आप इसको कर सकते हो, राइट, कोई फर्क नहीं है। नाउ moving on to the next one where I have the leading current, that is I have this current leading the voltage by 70 degree. Let's assume in the last case we have the current that is lagging by 70 degree. I am just taking a specified value. There is no concern with any calculation for this value. So I have found out this value of 70 degree and I am placing it. So coming on to this point, I can have this 70 degree leading the voltage VR, and after it let me show you that as it is leading one, so for the capacitive load this IR into R will be parallel with this IR, right, as shown in the previous case of lagging load. Now it is the leading load, therefore we have IR into R, its direction will be 70 degree leading. Therefore after it the other factor is JR into IXL, okay. Therefore I have placed this value of J at 90 degree, right here 90 degree for IR of R, and as a result I will get the overall vector, and then by adding this or taking the resultant we will be found value of Vs, okay. Likewise for IR of R and IR of XL we will be having the value of IR of Z, just like this vector as shown by IR of Z, okay. So let me describe also in Urdu for you people that we have VR. सबसे पहले हमने VR ड्रॉ कर ली, ठीक है। फिर पिछली तरह ही अब इस वाले केस में क्या है, लैगिंग नहीं है, इस वाले केस में हमारे पास लीडिंग लोड है, ठीक है। तो जब कभी भी हमारे पास लीडिंग लोड होगा तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे कि हम लोग यहाँ पर वैल्यू इसकी जो है वो हमारे पास पैरेलल में आ जाएगी, आई आर के पैरेलल में आ गई आई आर इंटू आर, और दूसरे वाली जो वैल्यू है वो क्या है 90 डिग्री पर है, तो लिहाजा हमने यहाँ पर 90 डिग्री पर ऐड कर दिया, ठीक है। अब अगर आई आर ऑफ आर और आई आर ऑफ एक्सएल इन दो का रिजल्टेंट लूँ या इन दो क्वांटिटीज को ऐड करूँ तो मेरे पास आई आर ऑफ जी बन जाता है, ठीक है। तो मैंने यहाँ पर आई आर ऑफ जी की लाइन ड्रॉ कर दी। ऐसे ही अगर मैं वी आर, आई आर ऑफ आर और आई आर ऑफ एक्सएल इन तीनों को प्लस करूँ या इन तीनों का सम करूँ तो मेरे पास क्या, ये वाली लाइन वी एस आ गई, ठीक है, जो कि इक्वेशन के हिसाब से टोटली एक्यूरेट है, ओके। सो हमने दोनों केसेस जो हैं वो डिस्कस कर लिए, जिसमें अगर आपके पास लैगिंग लोड हो या आपके पास लीडिंग लोड हो, ठीक है। तो लिहाजा अब इसके बाद हम आगे कंटिन्यू करते हैं। देयरफॉर कंटिन्यूइंग आफ्टर this we can use the value of VR as a reference one, right. Then equation A can be rewritten as, we have equation A here, right. This is Vs is equal to VR plus IR of Z. अब यहाँ पर देखो हमारे पास जो IR की वैल्यू है, look what the value of IR, we have this value of IR. When the angles will be included then this value will become IR into cos theta R, plus or minus, that is determined by the theta r, right, the receiving end current, right. So it will become IR cos theta r plus minus j into IR sin theta r, right, and likewise here we have r plus j into x. Okay, so the plus or minus sign here in the center of IR cos theta r and j of IR into sin theta r, this particular plus or minus sign, it will be determined by the theta r, and likewise the power factor angle will be, it will be representing the power factor angle at the receiving end. Okay, if the power factor is lagging, then the minus sign is employed. If it is leading, then we will be using the plus sign. Okay, now coming on to the next point, we can say that if equation C is used, right, equation C was showing that VR is equal to Vs minus IR into Z, right. Therefore, if that particular equation is used, then we can find its value by placing this value of IR into the components, where I have this IR cos theta r plus minus JIR sin theta r, and in the end we will be having R plus JX. Okay, that's how we have find out this value of E, right. So after it I can have this value of Vs, that is multiplied the previous expression, and also you know that the value of complex power is equal to, S is equal to under root of or square root of Vx of P square plus Q square. Okay, we have generally this equation of complex power, S is equal to under root of P square plus Q square, right. So here in this case Vs is equal to under root of, therefore I have written this power of 1 by 2, which is showing the square root, and for this purpose now the square will be representing the active power, that is P. It is shown by VR, but in this particular case as we are calculating the voltage, so we will be calculating this complex voltage, right. Therefore this complex voltage will become VR plus IR cos theta r plus IX cos theta r, right, and its square. And likewise in case of other thing, the reactive power, it will be Ix cos theta r plus minus IR of sin theta r and its square, right. Therefore we have applied the same formula in order to find out this voltage. Okay, so after finding it out, then we will be saying that for calculating ABCD parameters, applying KVL on figure 1, right. We have this figure 1 here, right. So if I have to place this here, let me show you that if I may place it here, then you can be able to know that here I have minus Vs from this part, right, minus Vs plus Is of Z plus VR. This will be the KVL and it will be equal to 0. Therefore from equation G we can find out Vs is equal to VR plus IR of Z, right, and also the value of Is becomes equal to IR as I have shown you in the previous case. Okay, so after doing it we can be able to find out this value, that Is can be, that this Is can be written in this form, where I have Is is equal to 0 dot VR, means the VR is equal to 0, and plus 1 into IR. Okay, why we have written this equation? Because we want to generalize the constants and to determine the ABCD parameters, right. Therefore in this case I have written Is is equal to IR in the form I have shown in equation I. Therefore Now as we know that VSIS is equal to ABCD into VRIR, okay, that is depicted in equation J, right? Then placing the values across A, B, C and D, as I have found out in the previous lecture, I have plugged these values here and I have found VSIS is equal to 1Z01 into VRIR, okay. So after it multiplying these two factors, I can get this particular value where I have this value of ABCD parameters equal to 1 R plus Jx, right? How? R plus Jx and then 0 and here I have 1, okay. So I have found out all these 4 parameters in which this value 1 1 0 and in place of z I have just placed this value of r plus jx. Rest all the parameters has remained same. So in these manners I have found out the values of the ABCD parameters. I have found out the phasors for the lagging load as well as for the leading load. Likewise, I have told you the basic description of the short transmission line, and also we have discussed the circuit, the basic circuit of the short transmission lines in this case, okay. So next time we will be continuing with the medium transmission lines, and then we will be able to know that how to deal with the medium transmission lines. Thank you very much for your listening.